And of course, with every investment, we have to consider risks. What are the downsides? What are the biggest downsides this company faces at the moment? So now let's look at the fifth step, which is risks. All right. The first risk I'll highlight for Nvidia is that roughly 50% of its revenue comes from the large hyperscalers, including Amazon, Microsoft, Alphabet, and Meta platforms. So roughly half of their revenue is coming from these 3 or 4 companies. And that's a big risk for a couple of reasons. For one, if you have someone that's buying such a large quantity of your product, they could potentially exercise negotiating power against you and say, if you don't give us preferential treatment, we'll take our business elsewhere. Now, right now, that's not a problem for Nvidia because its product is so highly in demand that if these hyperscalers decide to decrease their purchases, Nvidia has others that are waiting in line that will buy its product. But that might not always be the case. The bigger risk right now is not from the bargaining power from these large hyperscalers, but it's the demand volatility. It's if these companies start to experience a decrease in their business, if they see their revenue falling, if they enter some kind of difficulty, then they might decrease their purchases with Nvidia. So let's say Amazon's business, they're impacted negatively by tariffs, right? So let's say those negatives are much worse than we anticipated, and Amazon experiences a big slowdown in revenue, a big decrease in profit, and a big decrease in cash flow. And in that scenario, Amazon might make the decision to slow down its investments on artificial intelligence. So rather than increasing, it might decrease its purchases of Nvidia chips. And just this year alone, Amazon, to begin the year, they said they were going to buy about $105 billion or spend about $105 billion on CapEx for AI. And then they increased that to $125 billion. But it could have went in the opposite direction, and they could have said, you know what, our business is under significant threat due to tariffs, and we're going to decrease our CapEx by $20 billion, $25 billion. That would be a big hit to Nvidia, a $20 billion decrease in CapEx. Remember, Nvidia's total revenue is $165 billion, and those 4 companies are 50%, so about $80 billion of Nvidia's revenue. Click the link below to watch the full video.